Hello my Fireflies, and welcome back to the TheCyanFirefly. It's me, Lyiat, and today we're going to take a close look at Scavenger by Psydra Games. This game was brought to my attention by Alex Gold and Kyle Perry, two of the developers on the Psydra team. To my knowledge, Scavenger is Psydra's first title, at least under that name. Scavenger is a story about you. Well, a persona of you. You are a human drifting alone in space, stuck and lost. You are soon approached by a creature named Den, which describes itself as the apex of eternity and the start of something more interesting. Den wishes to consume you. After squaring off with the creature, it loses its interest in you and wanders off, leaving you alone in space to starve. You are soon picked up by a very strange-looking trio consisting of the skeleton arms dealer / inventor named Kamaho, the psychotic suit-wearing green-skinned goblin Falson, and the no-mouth four-armed mute alien named Gazer. I am constantly worried that gazing on Falson's smile has stolen a little bit of my soul, but moving on. Scavenger is part point-and-click adventure and part turn-based RPG. The entire game is mouse-driven, and you must use the mouse to both navigate the world and fight its denizens. It's rather simple. The map is displayed in an overhead format, and you must click on various pieces of scenery to search them for objects for you to scavenge. Your followers will turn them into weapons, items, and allies for you to use in combat. Sometimes, searching a set piece will engage an event, which forces you to either battle a creature or creatively discover a solution using the equipment you already have. In battles, you use your accumulated equipment you've gathered throughout the game to defeat your foes, combining their effects and abilities to get ahead. Beware, however, the items only have a limited amount of uses in and out of combat before they break, and they will not refresh until the next chapter of the game. You must also choose carefully, as there are challenges that occur that may require the use of specific types of items to pass successfully and safely. Also, certain enemies are more vulnerable to certain items and item types as opposed to others. So you really have to do a balancing act between what you need to use now and what you might have to use later. Stunning enemies allows you to refill your health potion, a massive heal that brings you back to full health. This game has a sense of humor like no other. It's just goddamn strange. Its characters are wacky and bring a smile to my face, even if I'm going to have ongoing nightmares about Falson from now onward. Look at that smile! Look at it! He is the eater of souls and destroyer of dreams! I love the system that goes into actually acquiring new and wacky weapons. You never know what you're gonna get. By the end of Chapter 3, I felt like a walking Swiss Army knife made out of Swiss Army knives, which just felt cool. Also, I can sick Captain Nibbles on people. I want to know what these guys could do with a big budget and a properly sized team, because I'm already impressed by the creativity here. It feels very, very Oddworld inspired, and I loved that universe. And I love this one. Now, as I must always play the other side of things, this game is of course not without flaws. This game runs in a window with utterly no option to bring it into a full screen or a borderless windowed mode. There are also only volume options in the options menu, making it a very arbitrary thing to have. You can increase the size of the screen as desired, but it's really a pain in the ass. There are also a couple of small weird things that are just kind of oversights. For instance, Gazer is described as not having a mouth. However, later on in the game, he does make a reference to having one. I'm enjoying this game quite a bit, to be honest. While I realize it's certainly not for everyone, the sense of humor and the wacky characters in it will at least keep me interested until at least the completion of the game. And at $4.99 American, I really can't bring myself to complain about value for money. I at least recommend that you guys take a look at the demo, which you can check out in the link provided below. However, it is that time again, folks. That's really all I want to say about this particular game, and I have more games to review. So, for now, this has been Lyiat with the TheCyanFirefly, trying to keep Captain Nibbles from chewing on the sofa. I'll see you next time, Fireflies.